First question will go to Tony.
All right, Wyatt. Well, we just heard the news about DeJuan Jones' season being over. Can you tell us this will be your third right tackle coming in. What's the state of things over there, and how do you think you guys will survive?
Yeah, no, I'm sad for DeJuan. I've been praying for him. It's definitely one of those things where, it's just been a crazy season. But I've said it, I kind of said it all season, but we gotta, next man up mentality. And I truly believe in James. And while I feel like they were, the refs were a little nitpicky with some of the calls. He was, he played well. We were able to, every combo I had, it was great playing next to him, pushing out on certain plays and stuff like that. He was in my, helped me out and stuff like that. So, he's a great teammate, and, I believe we'll do more than just survive. I truly believe in James, and, but it's definitely sad losing DeJuan.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Tom.
Thanks, Jordan. Hey, Wyatt, can you invite Joe Flacco over for dinner? It sounds like he's pretty lonely in that hotel room.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. I need to start inviting him over. We got a little baby, so I don't know if he'd want to go back to a screaming baby, but I'll have to invite him.
Yeah, he might welcome that. Hey, he mentioned yesterday when he was talking to you guys in the locker room about, it's mid-December, you've earned this right to be there. And now that he's part of it, and because of the experience that he has in these kinds of situations, what does that mean to you guys to have that guy in that position that's been there before?
Yeah, no, it's vet leadership. It was kind of funny. In true fashion, in true vet fashion, he came over and he was talking to us. He was like, "Hey, look, this is the situation. We got to get at this point. Once we do, we'll be all right." He was like, "Once we get to the 2-minute," we got to the 2-minute, and he said, "All right, now we have this and this, and as long as we get that." And then they scored, and then he was like, "All right, as long as we fall on this ball, we're good." And it's just that voice of reason at the end of the game where we're all having the same situational shared. Coach talks about it all the time. Shared situational awareness. And he was kind of the voice on the sidelines for all the guys. So it's cool.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Cam.
Right. I was talking to Elijah last night about some of those guys being wide open for some of those looks, those touchdowns, especially David Bell's. And he said it was a lot of the scheme helped them do that. For you as the offensive line blocking and leading the way, how have you seen this scheme allow those wide open touchdowns and allow for the run game to continue? That is, like, what is the strength of this scheme that Kevin Stefanski and Alex Van Pelt have created for your offense?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in offensive line mindset, we're trying to protect for as long as we can, and have these guys open like that, catching, contested balls and stuff like that. It's, it's a special thing, but at the same time, we're so focused, on who to block and where to push out to and try, I feel like on one of those with David Bell, zero pressure. They brought all these different guys, and we just had to hold up for a little bit. If you could, just push out and block one other guy, hopefully, Joe gets it out, and then a contested catch at the point of contact, and then all those yards after it. But yeah, no, it was nice that happened. But you're kind of focused on your job. We're focused on blocking the guys in front of us. We're not too much about scheme, but it is nice when the guys, it's it's kind of like poetry, when it all comes together, it looks nice, and it's coach works hard.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Dan.
Hey, Wyatt, obviously, you guys are going to have somebody else step up, but what has it been about your group, whether it's Nick Harris or Jaron Christian, James Hudson, any of these guys that have had to step in, that have allowed them to come in and be ready to play, basically?
Yeah, no, I think it really does come back to Coach Callahan, and his ability to really bring along everybody. He works extremely hard. He's a hard coach. He's going to make sure that everybody's playing at the best of their ability. Which is a testament to how he coaches. But yeah, so we've had all these different line combinations. I remember when Coach came to the Browns in 2020, we were all talking, because we had some injuries and all this different stuff, and we had all these different offensive line combinations. And Coach was telling us that he's seen it all, and he's experienced. He's able to in those times of need be able to I've already kind of pointed to it, but the next man up mentality, and that's when it comes to offensive line play, you can get hurt at any time. So you got to be able to, push through all that and, kind of play at your best, even though there's a lot of adversity going on. And I know everybody's trying to do that.
And then going back to Joe Flacco, we saw the locker room speech, heard guys talk about him yesterday after the game. What's allowed him to endear himself to you guys so quickly?
I mean, I think it's it's kind of the family, atmosphere that we've created on this team. Ever since, we've made it, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but, the Greenbrier, where we were in the middle of West Virginia. Well, I guess not the middle of West Virginia, but, in the mountains of West Virginia, and, you're coming together as a team, you're sharing stories. And as a player coming in, it's kind of a special group to join. And I really do believe that we're a really good team. Obviously with the injuries, we've had guys who fight through everything, and it's special. Speaking of the offensive line, we have had Joel, Poe, Nick stepping up, all these guys at right tackle, Jack going down week one, DeJuan, and now, James coming in and, still playing extremely hard. And, Jaron coming in at left tackle, we're special to, have the guy step up and play how we need him to play. And we're able to win. Obviously I wish, we kept the gas on and kept on scoring, and we did. But obviously it was a close game there towards the end, and I got a little scared, but it all worked out.
All right. Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Wyatt, I remember in 2021 when you were talking about all the injuries you guys suffered that season, and it just wasn't as bad as it is now. But I guess, number one, what did that season kind of teach you guys as a group, for the ones who are back, about managing that and stepping up and everything? And does this feel like, I guess, not really comparable to that, just given the number of season-ending injuries guys have had this year?
Yeah, it's crazy. I truly believe that the team that Coach Stefanski and Andrew Berry put together is a special group of guys that we're able to fight through that adversity. We're truly a family, and people step up, and players who we have a lot of good players, and even guys who might not be starting could start in the NFL. I always say that about Nick. Nick was, his story is kind of crazy. I was talking to him earlier today, and after the game, I was just hugging him, and I was just so happy for him, because 2 years ago, 2022, he was the starting center for the Cleveland Browns. He was the first center, and he got hurt versus Jacksonville, and was able to come in and get a win. It was just a special story. But that ability to not be mentally out of anything. I talked to our rookies, and Luke and DeJuan, and I'm like, how long the season is. You guys are bowl prep now, where you guys get to relax a little bit before you get to play in a cool championship game. We're playing every week until mid-January, and then hopefully beyond that. So it's just a long season. We've faced a lot of adversity. We have a resilient team, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Wyatt, you mentioned Kevin a couple times, but for you guys to fight through all this adversity and still win all these games, how has he been able to, at the head of that ship, how has he been able to do that, kind of set that culture for you guys?
Yeah, I know. Well, the way that he coaches us, he brings in the right guys. You know, he coaches us, you know, tough. You know, he talks about we're all about the work. You know, even if you think you're ready, you still gotta get right. You still gotta make sure that your eyes in the right spot, your hands are in the right spot. You know, you're doing your job. You know, he doesn't take that for granted. And you know, he has good coaches. He's put really good coaches around him that obviously, you know, help with his scheme and everything like that. So, you know, that ability to do all that, it's been shown on the field. And, you know, and a lot of times we've had really good coaches, we've had really good been able to put it on the field like this. So, you know, it's special. You know, we're lucky. It reminds me of, you know, 2020 where, you know, I was going through injury and everything like that. And, you know, being able to just come back when I could. And, you know, we had a team that was just playing really well. It was something special. So, you feel it, you know, you feel in the locker room after games, you feel it, on the sidelines, you feel a part of a team that wants to win and is hungry for success. And it's a cool team. It's
Thank
a cool team to be part of.
All right, we'll do two more. First one from Tony.
Hey, Wyatt, I'm calling on your legendary candidness when I ask this question. It is a small sample size, but hasn't Flacco's 2 games surprised you how quickly and how productive he's been?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, obviously he's a really good quarterback. You know, his ability, I mean, guys, do we not remember last year when we were up 13 points with 1:20 left and Joe Flacco beat us? He is a great quarterback, and, you know, his ability to learn the playbook, you know, he's a true vet. You know, his leadership, his you know, obviously he's throwing the ball well. You know, we have receivers who are, you know, I know that there's you know, obviously with every new receiver quarterback exchange, you know, you know, receptions and everything like that, it's going to be new. But, you know, starting to find that consistency, starting to find that, you know, ability to, you know, make big plays, which is something that, you know, we've been limited to. And, you know, we've tried to get the run game started, and, you know, coaches sticking to the run game, which I'm thankful for. You know, we get a lot of, you know, runs where, you know, he sticks to it where, you know, as an offensive lineman, passing all the time is not fun, especially against good pass rushers. But, you know, being able to stick to the run and, you know, whenever we do need to pass and going forward on 4th down and not being afraid and trusting in the offensive line, you know, I'm thankful.
Thanks.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Wyatt.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.